Hi, welcome. I'm Lisa, and this is day 25, and the topic for today is trusting in the voice for God. So this is brand new territory. I thank you for being here with me. I thank you for experimenting with these ideas, and what we're doing is distinguishing between these two different thought systems and these two different voices. And you're learning to tell the difference. And the way that you tell the difference is by the way you feel. You now have a practice where you're checking in with yourself and saying, okay, where am I? Am I feeling angry and attacking? Am I feeling disoriented? And am I feeling highly uncertain? Then I'm in the thought system of the ego. Or am I feeling calm and at rest and at peace and in joy and happy? Then I'm in the thought system that is the truth of what I am. And you're not paying attention to the ego's thought system anymore. You're on to it now. And I loved yesterday's lesson from workbook lesson 49 when it talks about the ego's thought system. It says, try not to listen to it today. Just try not to listen to it today. Whatever it tells you to do, when you're criticizing yourself, you're judging other people, you're now training your mind in a systematic way to become aware of when the mind's going down that track. Try not to listen to it today. Just catch when you're doing that and say, that's enough of that. And so we're moving into this new space now of learning to hear God's voice. And the biggest thing I hear is I'm not sure which one I'm hearing. I'm not sure if I'm hearing the ego or if I'm hearing the voice for God. So I wanted to talk about that today, and I wanted to say that be willing to make mistakes. Only the ego wants you to try to be perfect, and this is new territory. And for me, I really just said, okay, I'm willing to step in like a baby. Remember when you were learning numbers in the alphabet, and remember when you were learning to walk and you kept falling down, and everything new that you're attempting for the first time, it's a bit clumsy, and there's frustration there, like I'm never doing this again, and you keep coming back to it, and suddenly it becomes your primary nature, and you can't see the Holy Spirit, you can't see your guide. And the voice that you hear, it comes in different forms for different people. I can't tell you how it comes for you. But it's a direct experience like anything else. And so what I wanted to just talk about is learning to trust. So it's like learning to trust your intuition and learning to trust your heart and learning to trust your gut. You're moving away from the five senses now into a whole new space. And so to me, it's a relief to say I can make mistakes. Like, I'm not always positive if I'm hearing the right voice. And if I'm really uncertain, I do nothing. That's always my advice. When I hear from people and they say, I got the voice that says quit my job, but I'm not sure. And I always just say, just give it a minute. Just sleep on it. Just do nothing. And the entire journey is one to a place of peace. And so we're using these moments just to kind of sit with it, saying, okay, is that really what's being asked right now? How do I feel about this? And the other thing that I love, and this is where it gets fun for me, is that God's voice speaks through other people. So now I'm really being present. Because before I was just in a place of isolation trying to figure out everything by myself. And now I am so present with everyone. Whenever I meet anyone, I recognize this is a holy encounter. This is the Christ. This person has been sent from God to give me a gift. This is how I live my life. This is why I'm so happy all the time. Because everyone's just sent by God to come to me to bless me. Even if they're yelling at me, it doesn't matter. Like it's a recognition of that something's always coming through. And I want to be alert to it. I want to hear what this person has to say. And And you can tell the difference. You can tell where sometimes it's a distraction down a path that you don't want to go anymore. And other times you can see someone saying, oh, buy this book, or call this person, or oh, check this out, or do this or do that. And I sit with that too. I'm like, okay, let me see if that's the place I'm meant to go. And then when you also receive guidance to say something to someone, what I do is I sit with that one too. And everything that is about to come out of my mouth is for me, always, 100% of the time. If I'm about to say something to someone, before I say it, I give the message to myself and I do it. And often if I see that someone needs to change, I want to give some kind of instruction of how they should do something differently, I receive it. I'm always the first receiver of the message. I pause, doesn't come out here first. And then I see if I can do that thing I think they should do. You know, if I think they talk too much, or if I think that they should do something differently, I say, that's my message for me. And this is cleaning up a lot. You know, now it's like no one else needs to change. But sometimes a message is coming through. Like sometimes you're being guided to say something to someone, and you want to do it in love. And Jesus even says in A Course in Miracles that sometimes the things that you're going to be asked to do or say will seem not, he doesn't say not spiritual, but that's how I see it. It seems as if it's like an outrageous request or something, and you just go with it. Just allow yourself to step in with both feet and begin to trust this voice. And so we're not paying attention to the ego anymore. We're catching when it's running the show. And you start to see it doesn't run the show anymore. It's not in charge. And you're not criticizing anymore. You're not judging. You're not attacking. And if it slips through as a thread, you know, just there it is. It's pulling you a little bit. You just say no. And you stop it in its tracks. And there's the call to joy. So instead of letting it pull you, you're stepping into that place of mastery and blessing and healing and really just sending your love out. And that's how the voice for God is strengthened. And it becomes stronger and stronger in you, and you can depend on it. You can depend on the one who's with you, who is you, your whole Christ mind. So I thank you for experimenting with these new ideas, and I love you.